Welcome back to the latest update on the Iraqi dinar. You're tuned into your trusted source for thorough and reliable information on the evolving developments around the Iraqi dinar, the Vietnamese dong, and the broader landscape of global currency revaluation. If you've been following this space for a while, you've likely noticed that the pace of change has been accelerating. New intelligence is emerging that suggests things are moving faster than many anticipated, with increasingly detailed information coming from within major financial institutions. Today's report focuses on a particularly significant piece of insider information that comes directly from one of the largest and most influential banks in the United States, Chase Bank. Based on several independent reports from bank employees and insiders, there's a growing body of evidence pointing toward internal readiness efforts specific to handling high-value currency exchanges, including the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong. These insiders include staff at various levels: foreign wealth managers, foreign exchange division employees, and branch personnel who have all contributed to this broader understanding of what's unfolding behind closed doors. Although Chase and its parent company, JPMorgan Chase, have not made any official announcements to the public regarding revaluation or specific procedures, reports strongly suggest that Chase is preparing its internal systems. Training has been underway for bank personnel, and security protocols and procedures for processing foreign currency are being tested and implemented. These preparations aren't necessarily proof of an imminent revaluation, but they indicate that the bank is actively getting ready for the possibility of large volume exchanges in the near future. One of the main concerns among currency holders is whether banks like Chase will impose limits on how much Iraqi dinar can be exchanged, particularly during the early stages of a currency revaluation. While it's important to note that no formal policy has been announced, insiders suggest that the bank is considering introducing certain volume controls during the initial phase of currency exchange. These would not be hard limits on the total amount of currency you can redeem, but rather temporary controls designed to manage transaction flow, reduce systemic pressure, and comply with federal regulations such as anti-money laundering, AML, and Know Your Customer, KYC laws. According to what we've been told, initial exchange appointments may be subject to tiered limits, structured appointments, and possibly even staggered processing. One senior Chase banker reportedly explained to a longtime IQD holder that it's not about limiting your value, but about ensuring the entire process is properly paced, tracked, and documented. This echoes statements we've heard from insiders at other major banks, suggesting a coordinated approach across the financial sector. In practical terms, this could mean that Chase may begin by setting a maximum daily exchange limit, potentially in the range of $500,000 to $1 million USD equivalent per person per appointment. The actual figure may vary depending on the customer's relationship with the bank, their account tier, and other individual factors. But again, this doesn't mean that you won't be able to exchange more. It may simply require you to schedule multiple appointments over time to complete your full transaction, especially if you're holding several million IQD. The logic behind these limits is not to frustrate or delay investors, but to implement oversight mechanisms that allow for secure, compliant, and organized processing. Fraud prevention, source of funds verification, and fund tracking are all major priorities for banks operating at this scale. Customers who already have an existing relationship with Chase, particularly those in private banking, business accounts, or wealth management services, are more likely to experience streamlined service and faster turnaround times. For those who are not current Chase customers, be prepared for additional verification steps. If you don't have a long-standing relationship with the bank, it may take longer to process your exchange, as Chase will need to verify the legitimacy of your currency holdings and how they were acquired. That's why it's a good idea to open a Chase checking or savings account now if you haven't already. Meet with a banker and let them know you may be managing international assets in the future. Doing this early helps you integrate into their internal systems and can provide a smoother experience when exchange appointments become available. In select metropolitan areas, Chase is reportedly designating specific branches and private client offices to handle large IQD transactions. These specialized locations are expected to feature high-security environments, foreign exchange specialists, and private appointment settings. In some cases, the bank is even considering off-site redemption centers, separate from public branches, to better manage customer flow and ensure both privacy and security during high-volume exchanges. Another aspect to be aware of is the possibility of structured payout options. Depending on how much Dinar is exchanged and how the funds are allocated, such as being placed into Chase-managed investment vehicles, some clients may be offered better rates or access to premium services. This is a standard practice in private wealth banking, where clients who allow the bank to manage their funds can receive added benefits in exchange for their business. The same strategy could be used in this scenario, encouraging currency holders to reinvest through Chase in exchange for slightly elevated exchange rates or quicker access. As for preparing your documentation, now is the time to organize everything. Make sure you have your original purchase receipts, valid government-issued identification, and, if possible, a letter from your CPA or attorney verifying the legitimacy of your currency holdings. When contacting your local Chase branch, avoid directly referencing the term revaluation. Instead, ask about procedures for high-volume foreign currency exchanges, which is more likely to receive a professional and helpful response. If you're involved in a private exchange group, it's worth confirming whether Chase is a partner bank. Many structured exchange groups already have agreements with banks like Chase, Wells Fargo, or HSBC. These arrangements can offer faster processing, access to better rates, or other benefits. Ask your group leader whether there are dedicated points of contact within Chase, and what specific terms, if any, have been negotiated for group members. Additionally, we've heard credible reports suggesting that some early exchanges, especially private, structured appointments, may involve non-disclosure agreements, NDAs. If Chase chooses to implement NDAs, that means you'll be legally bound not to disclose your exchange rate, terms, or transaction details. If you're presented with an NDA, be sure to review it carefully with a qualified financial advisor or attorney. Understand what's being offered in return and what you're agreeing to. With all this excitement, it's important to stay cautious. As the RV becomes more visible and more plausible, so too does the risk of scams and bad actors. If anyone claims they can expedite your exchange at Chase or any other bank for a fee, that's an immediate red flag. Only work with licensed professionals and bank representatives you can verify through official channels. Staying informed, grounded, and skeptical of too-good-to-be-true offers is critical at this stage. To wrap up, it's clear that Chase Bank is actively preparing to support IQD and VND exchanges. While you might encounter temporary limits or structured appointments, these measures are not designed to restrict your ability to exchange, but to ensure the overall process is smooth, secure, and fully compliant with financial regulations. You will still be able to exchange your full amount of currency. It just may require multiple sessions, depending on your holdings and relationship with the bank. The key takeaway is this: be proactive. Begin preparing now. Stay informed. The more organized and connected you are when the time comes, the more successful and secure your exchange experience will be. Thank you for watching. If you've recently interacted with Chase regarding foreign currency or noticed any signs of internal preparations, we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below to share your experience. We rely on real-time feedback from viewers like you to confirm what's happening on the ground. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a critical update. Big developments are coming, and we'll be right here to break them down for you as they happen. Stay sharp, stay safe, and stay ready.